What happens if you don't have a lasting power of attorney? In this video, I want to talk about if I don't make a lasting power of attorney for financial decisions and health and welfare, and then I lose capacity to make my own decisions, then what happens? The law does have an answer for us here, and it's not very pretty. Hi, I'm Mike Pugh, and this week we're going to talk about what happens if I don't have a lasting power of attorney. Most people think health is more important than wealth, so let's start with a lasting power of attorney for health and welfare. When you make a lasting power of attorney for health and welfare, you're appointing someone to act as your attorney for those decisions that you're not capable of making, and it can be piecemeal. You might be capable of making some decisions, but not others. Your LPA health and welfare covers nutrition, shelter, clothing, hygiene, safety, where you're going to live, and where will you receive care. So it covers a wide variety of care-related decisions. Nothing is more important to us than our health, and having someone you trust to help you make those important decisions is quite important. So what happens if you don't make a lasting power of attorney for health and welfare? And the answer is increased stress at a bad time. This happened to me. My uncle lived in Portishead and had Parkinson's, and he passed away in 2014. Correctly, he had all his documents in place, but my aunt did not take them with her when she went to the hospital in Bristol with my uncle. Now, the doctors would not listen to my aunt or her requests, as she couldn't show them my uncle's lasting power of attorney. So I get the panicky phone call, go over to their house, collect all the documents, drive up to Bristol, get to the hospital, deliver them to my aunt, and once my aunt had the documents, the staff started to listen to her requests for my uncle. It was all very stressful and unnecessary. So pro tip number one, be sure to keep these documents with you when you visit your doctor or hospital. So what else can happen if you don't make a lasting power of attorney? Well, problems always happen while you're alive, and they're a lot worse if you have a partner and children. With no lasting powers of attorney, everything becomes much harder. Don't assume for a second that your family is going to be able to access your funds or be able to speak to doctors on your behalf. The bank won't give out your money to anyone, including your spouse. That's literally their job. When you don't have a lasting power of attorney and you lose capacity, your partner will need to apply for a deputyship through the Court of Protection. And this is not a public reporting court. This is a private court. Now, things get worse, as the application can take between 4 to 6 months, and there's no certainty your partner is going to be successful. In the few cases that we've actually heard about, it reflects that it is a very difficult process and actually quite costly, as a Court of Protection application can cost anywhere between £4,000 to £6,000, and they don't always rule in the favor of the partner. It seems that the court's view is if you were meant to be responsible for your partner, then your partner would have just set up a lasting power of attorney. So now your partner is going to have to go through a difficult and expensive process with no guarantee of success, just to pay the mortgage and buy groceries. And at the same time, they're also providing care for you as you try to recover and very possibly raising the family. And the court's decision could be to actually appoint a local solicitor to be in charge. Now your partner is going to be paying that local solicitor just to access your money and your accounts to pay for groceries and mortgage payments. It's literally a living nightmare. What happens if there's no lasting power of attorney for financial decisions? If you don't have an LPA for financial decisions, this could be a financial disaster just waiting to happen. So if you don't have an LPA for financial decisions, you'll likely need someone in your family to step up and apply to become a deputy in that Court of Protection application. Until that time, there's literally no one in charge of your property or your assets, even though you're still alive. Remember, for financial decisions, there is no default. Not a husband or a wife. Spouses can even be frozen out of bank accounts, joint bank accounts. They cannot deal with jointly owned property. And as far as bank accounts in your sole name, including your credit cards and everything else that's just in your sole name, there's nobody. Not a spouse, not parents, not even adult kids. No one's going to be able to access it, and no one has legal authority. And consider that during this time, the bills keep coming in. The rent's got to get paid. People's heat can get turned off. Their mortgages can go unpaid for several months. So now you're actually risking the home. You might have nobody that's available to pay for medication or clothing or food, and now family members, if you're lucky, are going to be reaching into their pockets trying to subsidize your family, hoping that they'll get paid back in the future. It creates a lot of complications when there's no lasting power of attorney for financial decisions. So now you know what happens if you don't have a lasting power of attorney, and it isn't very pretty. Here's how you can get an LPA. You can do this yourself. If you're good at legal documents, you can apply through gov.uk. The registration fee is £82 per LPA in England and Wales, and a typical couple will need 4 LPAs, which is about 80 pages of documents. If you really want to make sure you get it right, and I'm sure you do, most professionals charge between £200 and £600 per LPA. So remember, lasting powers of attorney while you're alive, wills for after you've passed away, and trusts for both while you're alive and after you've passed away. That's it for this week. See you in the next one.